Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa, this is Empowered Gems Tarot, and today we're going to be looking into what is next for you in the upcoming month of March. Specifically today, we're going to be focusing on the month of March through the angle of the major lesson you're learning this month or what it is that the universe wants you to know. So keep in mind, this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages may vary in how specifically they're going to resonate with each individual viewer or situation out there. So as a best practice, if anything ever feels confusing or doesn't feel like it really fits what you know your situation to be, just release it, let it go, and understand that message is likely for somebody else out there in the collective that chose the same reading as you. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box down below. You can book personal readings with me there. You can also purchase my decks there. And in the description box down below as well, you will find a link to my Patreon where I do monthly exclusive content for subscribers of that content. So lots of ways that you can get in touch. And if you do need a personal reading, sometimes they can give you more specificity into your own personal situation if the generals are not hitting it for you. But with all of that being said, now we'll go ahead and select your reading. If you're drawn to reading number 1, we have this Mookaite heart. If you're drawn to reading number 2, we have some rose quartz. If you're drawn to reading 3, we have some moss agate. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Choose the crystal or card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Mookaite heart, this is going to be your message. So today we're going to be looking into what is up for you guys this upcoming month of March. This month's major lesson, what the universe wants you to know. So let's go ahead and jump into our overall energies. So we have Mercury and Sagittarius, 9th house energy coming through with discovery. And then we have spill the tea. Okay, very interesting. All right, so the first thing that I want to say to you guys is be really careful this month about what you're saying and who you're saying it to. I feel like with this 9th house energy with Mercury here, there's definitely an expansion in your communication this month. So you guys could be traveling, you could be partaking in higher education. You could be talking about things like philosophy, spirituality, religion, belief systems. There's definitely a very information gathering or expansion of knowledge, communication, insight that I'm getting here. I feel like a lot of you guys might be talking to a lot of different people. And with spill the tea being here, you just need to be really mindful of, I think, what you're saying and who you're saying it to. Right? So you notice how she's got some of the teacups locked up inside and some of them she's balancing on the top. Maybe some of you guys are balancing something that feels a little bit messy in your life this month. And I feel like the lesson that Spirit is guiding you to learn this month is to just be careful about, like, don't be balancing so much that things get messy. Or don't be holding things in so much that it gets messy or you get frustrated or you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, right? Now, some of you guys might also learn that lesson this month that, like, maybe you didn't think that you were saying anything that you shouldn't be saying, or you thought you could trust someone, and you might discover that not everybody is to be trusted, even if you didn't have any malicious intent, right? So just be careful when it comes to your communication. Okay, and if some sort of tea does get spilled as you're in this discovery of communication this month, Spirit is saying just clean it up, right? Clean it up, take the L, move on, and just note it for the future, right? It doesn't have to be a big thing. All right, so let's see what else Spirit wants you guys to know about the month of March. So Spirit, for the month of March, what else? Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, beautiful energy. We also have the Queen of Wands. I love that. What's happening, Spirit? And then we do have a Three of Swords here as well. And at the bottom of the deck, we have a 10 of Wands. You see, I just feel like there's a lot of people around you this month, Group 1. There's a lot of people, a lot of communication happening. I'm noticing too that when I tap into the energy of this card, there is some hardship here, right? Do you guys notice how we've got somebody here who's sad and this woman is comforting her? This woman looks really burdened and stressed, like she's been through a lot. And then we have some people back here that look like they're more sparkly and new, right? Maybe they're not quite as tired as some of the other folks that are here. So again, just be cautious about, like, I feel like you guys might be balancing a lot this month or feeling burdened about something. It doesn't have to mean like you're overloaded or stressed, but it feels like there is something that could be weighing you down as it pertains to other people in your environment. Okay. And so the Sagittarius energy is like, it's really optimistic. And I just feel like there is something about your environment or your surroundings or the people around you that are causing the stress or the burden or kind of tainting things for you, creating this tea being spilled, if that makes sense. Because with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, this is really beautiful energy that shows me that you, my viewer, are entering into the month feeling pretty abundant, right? That optimism of Sagittarius is here. Nine of Pentacles is saying we're feeling self-sufficient, we're independent. The Queen of Wands, you're feeling vibrant and magical, and you've got things under control, right? You're creating, you're leading, you're confident in yourself. It's giving me this energy of like, I'm minding my own business, I'm thriving and doing my thing, and then I find something out that hurts me, or that I've been betrayed, or maybe like somebody wasn't who I thought that they were going to be, right? Three of Swords. Yeah, we've got two people here, two kids, it almost looks like, and then their parent or someone in a position of authority is leaving and feeling hurt here. So maybe that's like a literal theme for some of you. Maybe it has to do with your children, or children could be involved, or it could be a person of authority. Someone who's been around longer versus somebody who's new, which is kind of what's coming up here. Yeah, I think that you guys are going to get, like, you're kind of here just doing your thing. You see how she's like in her little home, her cave here. She's got all of her abundance around her. And then she's getting this little bee or this bird hybrid, whatever this is, coming in. And bees have to do with work, teamwork, and birds are communication. So this could be like a work situation that we're tapping into here. But yeah, I feel like you guys are thriving and doing your thing, and then you might find something out, or something might happen within your surroundings that causes a little bit of stress or messiness here. So let's see. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about this month for Group 1? What do you want them to know? Letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. Right. So there's something that you gotta take the L. You gotta just like release it and let it go and move on. And it might hurt. It might feel painful, but whatever it is, it's like you're learning a lesson. And that's really what this energy of spilling the tea is about, right? Because it does talk about, like, we don't have to belabor it. We don't have to linger in whatever happens forever. We need to just note it, learn the lesson, and move forward, right? All right, let's continue. Group 1. March energy. We have the reward, celebrate your magnificence. That's beautiful. You see, so the thing is, you guys, it's like, you are going to have a good month this month, right? I do see you with this Queen of Wands. I feel like you're confident, magnetic, you're in your power. I feel like there is something that is going really well for you and something that you might even be getting celebrated or acknowledgement for. And with that Nine of Pentacles, I really just feel like you guys are minding your own business, doing your own thing, thriving. You guys could be feeling really financially abundant and financially stable. But there is something here that's coming up as a lesson for you around like who you're talking to or something that you find out that might hurt your feelings a little bit. Because I feel like you're going to learn that you can't trust everybody, essentially. But it's going to be a really powerful lesson for you because you're gaining wisdom from it. Yeah, it just feels like there's somebody or something about your environment, right? Where there's people who are like kind of toxic or worn out, or maybe because they're in like a bad place, they resent that you're in a positive place, right? Let's see. Let's take a look at career and love and see what themes tie in here. What does group 1 need to know about their career this month, Spirit, for the month of March? Getting too ahead of myself. Oh, okay. So we had these two coming out. We have movement. You'll make good progress now, and you'll be able to overcome any obstacles in your path. Big leaps forward are possible. And that makes a lot of sense with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Some of you guys could be getting like a massive pay bump or a pay increase this month, or making better money, making progress rapidly with that Queen of Wands. We also have influence, which really makes sense with the Queen of Wands. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. So definitely speak up. Right? And I see that here with this ninth house in Mercury. I think you guys are going to be getting out there, maybe talking to important people and having important conversations where you're going to be learning, educating yourself, info gathering, if you will. And maybe for some of you in career, you're going to be doing like speaking or presenting, content creation, or just need to lean into your confidence and your voice to influence decisions here. Okay, so Spirit, for group 1, what about love? What's the energy of love this month? Group 1. And we'll do a separate dedicated video on love life stuff too. So we'll get more in depth for those of you that want that. We have gambling, problems with addiction or gambling, bad finances. And then we do have the energy of narcissist here. Someone is too full of themselves. So just be mindful, you guys, with people around you. That could be the drain or the heartbreak that's here too, right? Like there could be somebody around you that's a little more self-focused or self-centered, and they may not have your best interests at heart. And with this Queen of Wands and this Nine of Pentacles, I see you guys as a really positive force. You know, and a lot of people will be drawn to that energy because it's something that they're lacking. So just watch for people, whether it's like friends or other types of connections or romantic interests that are trying to like siphon off of your energy and who can't really be trusted fully. Okay. And this could be in the literal sense, right? Like maybe some of you guys are dealing with someone where the money isn't great. Maybe they have money problems. You're not having money problems, right? With this Nine of Pentacles. But addiction can be other things in love too, right? It can be toxic behaviors that impact the way that people show up with us. So what I would say, group 1, to close us out is, I feel like what Spirit is guiding you to do, the lesson this month is really just about focus on yourself. Focus on your independence, focus on the knowledge and the expansion that you need to do. Stay confident in yourself, celebrate your magnificence. And when it comes to whatever this tea energy is that's being spilled, I think what Spirit wants you to do is just learn from the experience, note it, move on, don't repeat the mistake again. Very simple. I don't see it holding you back. I see things moving forward in your career in a positive direction. Maybe this involves love life for some of you, which is why there's a little bit more of the negative energy there. But ultimately, you're going to thrive and come out on the other side, okay? So this is what I see, Group 1. Comment below. Let me know what you guys have planned for the month of March. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in our next reading soon. Bye. Hey, Group 2, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Rose Quartz, this is going to be your message, and today we're going to be looking into the big lesson for the month of March, what the universe wants you to know, and what you can expect as you navigate the upcoming month ahead. Let's go ahead and jump into our overall energies to start us off. All right, so we've got Venus in Aquarius in the 11th house, detachment. And then we have make a wish. All right, so I feel like this month you guys are manifesting something with make a wish, right? These are these little dandelions. I don't know if you guys use these as a kid to make a wish and then you would like blow the little seeds. And that was like kind of like what she's doing here. It was sort of like a symbol of putting your wish out there to the universe. And it's really interesting, right? That it's here with this card of detachment, 11th house, hopes and wishes, right? I think that the lesson for you guys this month is to put out there to the universe what it is that you want, but remain detached from it looking or coming to you a very specific way, right? Because sometimes if we manifest very specifically, it might not actually be fully what's best for us. And there could be other opportunity that we're closing ourselves off to that could actually be a better fit or better aligned to us if we detach how it comes, when it comes, or the package that it comes in. It could be the perfect fit, right? So you're putting intentions out there for something. And the lesson this month is learning to detach from the outcome, the timing, and so on and so forth. Now, with Venus in the 11th house, this could have a connection to friendships. It could have a connection to maybe some of you guys like having romantic feelings for a friend or having a friendship that moves to the next level. It could even just have to do with making friends in general, putting yourself out there, into different spaces where you can connect with other types of members of your community or groups that you're interested in. But remaining in that detached space as to just accept that what's for you is meant for you. And it might not look how you imagine or feel like you imagine, but having that faith, right? 11th house, Aquarian energy too, can talk about things that are a little unique, right? A little unique and rebellious, things that might be a little off the beaten path. So that could be a part of, again, like the lesson this month is it might come in a different package than what you guys thought it would initially, but it doesn't mean that you can't thrive in it. The internet could be significant for some of you guys as well with the 11th house, because this can talk about like social media, like following that we build, community that we're belonging to online. Technology could be a part of this in general for some of you. So let's see, Group 2, Spirit, what else do you want Group 2 to know about this month? We've got the moonlight coming up, the moon energy. The Ace of Wands. And then we do also have the Seven of Swords coming through. Oops. Dropping everything. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the White Heart, which is the Fool. Okay. Let's take a look here. Now, one thing that I want to say to you guys is with the Moon and the Seven of Swords both being here, there's definitely like a little bit of a deceptive energy that I get from this because, and they don't always mean that, right? But because they're both together, that's like a common thread that I feel. So moon energy can be when we are hiding something or something is being suppressed, or maybe just like something feels like a little bit off about a situation. We're not seeing it clearly. Now, deceptive doesn't have to mean it's like like bad for us. It could even just be things like self-deception, right? The moon can sometimes be escapist energy when we're in our delulu, something like that. You know, it kind of like with this internet connection, and this could be like a total like one-off, but you know, you see a lot right now with the popularity rising in AI and chat GPT and things like that, where people are like relying on that as a source of like therapy or as a source of companionship or something like that. Could be like a connection here, maybe for a select few of you, right? Where it's like you're using this technology to generate a feeling, a wish that you want, but it's not really real, right? It's not grounded in reality. Does that make sense? That might not apply to everybody here, but I was just kind of like, that connection was coming into my mind with these energies. I think what Spirit wants you to know about this month is that there is something here with the moon that's not fully clear. Like the truth hasn't been fully revealed to you yet. The future is unknown. And coming back to like the general manifestation themes that we were talking about, it could just be that this is a month where you're putting your intention out there and accepting that there's a little ambiguity around it. Maybe it's not fully fleshed out. Maybe you don't know when it's coming. Maybe there's a little fear around wanting it to come faster, right? So all those things come up when we have the energy of the moon. With the Ace of Wands here, though, there is something this month that I think is lighting you up. You know, something that's lighting a fire, that's feeling exciting, inspiring. It's like a fresh start, the ability to breathe new creative life into something. And with the Fool, there is a connection here with a new beginning, a new leap that some of you guys might be taking, whether it's setting these intentions, whether it's like putting yourself out there into a group setting that you're not familiar with, navigating a little discomfort and ambiguity there around that. Seven of Swords is also things that we like to keep hidden. It can talk about deception or sneakiness. You know, in this depiction, we've got these foxes that are sneaking into the campsite and they are taking stuff, right? So it can talk about things like theft or sabotage, things of that nature, right? So again, with the connection of the moon and the Seven of Swords, I think Spirit just wants you guys to watch for self-deception. Watch for maybe people around you who are a little ambiguous or unclear. Trust your intuition with the moon, right? If something feels off with something, it probably is. Okay. The moon can also talk about, the Fool can also talk about being naive, right? Stepping into a new experience and just not knowing what you don't know through no fault of your own, right? So just watch for being naive, getting taken advantage of, things like that. Okay, group 2, what else, Spirit? We have true love come to me. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. Yep, I think that this has to do with you guys manifesting something in your love life, right? And like I was saying, it could be that coming into the month, you guys already have somebody on your mind who is a friend or who's in your community or in your group that you hang out with, like someone that you have attraction to that's a little different than what you had initially thought. You're manifesting, right? You're manifesting love and then trying to detach from outcomes, but there is a little bit of escapism attached to it. And there might also be something about it that you don't want to tell everybody, right? Like the Seven of Swords can sometimes be when we're just moving in silence here. Maybe we have attraction to something or someone, or we're conducting these manifestations, but we don't necessarily want anyone to know what it is that we're doing. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, right? Okay, let's see. What else, Spirit, for group 2? Well, that flew right out of the deck, so we're going to take it. This says, divine drunkenness, surrender to your spiritual reverie. Yeah, it's like, I think that there is a really strong spiritual component to this, right? Where you guys are really locked into setting your intentions, your manifestations, and really, really diving into that. And this, I think, is also talking about surrendering to spirit, surrendering to the universe, and trusting, right? We have trust here at the bottom of the deck. Trusting that what's for you will be for you. What you're putting out there will be returned to you in the form that is best aligned with you at this time. So I want to take a look at love life specifically for you guys this month, because I feel like that is what a lot of the majority of the theme of this reading is for you. And we will do a separate love reading on the channel for March, so stay tuned for that. But let's see, group 2. What is up in love? General themes for group 2 this month, Spirit. Okay, so we do have the energy of challenges. Make a decision, work on inner healing. See, and that Seven of Swords can sometimes be self-abandonment and avoidance too, right? Like where we don't want to face something within ourselves, so we pretend it's not there. Okay. We also have give it time. Everything in divine timing, let things flow. And then we do have the energy of intimacy, sexual chemistry, and reminiscing, which makes sense with that Ace of Wands, right? So maybe there's a friend here, someone that you guys have hooked up with in the past or been attracted to in the past. The chemistry is there, or it's been ignited, at least with this Ace of Wands. But Spirit is very clearly saying you've got to detach from outcomes and understand that there's still inner work that needs to be done, probably on your part, but also on their part. I think for you specifically, I'm seeing it with the Moon and the Seven of Swords. And then allowing things to happen in divine timing instead of being attached to a specific outcome or timeline of your own choosing. Okay. Very interesting vibes, group 2. So I'm going to close it out. We're just going to pull one for career. Not really feeling like there's a lot of career stuff happening for you this month, but it doesn't hurt, right? And then we'll close out the message here. Anything for group 2 for career, Spirit, that you should be aware of in the month of March? We do have on the table. Time to put your demands on the table and get serious about what you want. Ask for a raise, a promotion, or a step up. Beautiful message, you guys. So maybe some of you in career this month are going to be kind of putting yourselves out there in terms of advocating for yourself. Maybe that's part of this full energy. Maybe there's a new beginning here in your career. Taking a leap here to put your demands out on the table. Negotiating something, negotiating your needs. With Venus coming up here, this could be connected to financial needs as well. So this is what I see for group 2, you guys. Like, this is what Spirit wants you to know about the upcoming month ahead. I think the biggest lesson for you guys this month is going to be in facing your inner work versus avoiding it, and learning to detach from your manifestation and allow things to come to you in divine timing when both parties are truly ready and in the best place, okay? So this is what I see. Comment below. Let me know what you guys have planned for the month of March. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the moss agate crystal, this is going to be your message for the month of March. And today we're going to be looking into the major lesson for you this month and what the universe wants you to know as we look into the energy read of the upcoming month ahead for you. So let's go ahead and jump into our overall energies. And starting us off, we've got 10th house energy. This is the sun in Capricorn in the 10th, achievement. And then we also have the energy of I'm golden coming through. All right, so what is the lesson? What does Spirit want you guys to know this month? Well, I think that there's a big emphasis this month on your public image, group 3, with the 10th house being here. And with Capricorn, I think it likely has to do with your career and your public image, or what you kind of dedicate your time to publicly, okay? The sun being here is really beautiful because I do feel like there's kind of a light being shown. And with the keyword of achievement, I think it's positive, right? I think that you guys will be seen positively in your career endeavors publicly in the month of March. And there's like a big, I don't know why I'm hearing empire. So I'm noticing like how we've got this major city here with all the people. Like this feels pretty big, pretty expansive. Like you guys might have a lot of eyes on you this month, or maybe being celebrated by a wide audience this month in a good way, okay? But with the energy of I'm golden being here, there's a really interesting lesson that Spirit is bringing up to you this month, which is everything golden all the way through? Is it pure gold or is it gold plated is sort of the lesson in this card. So I think as you guys are achieving success, as you're getting more publicity, as you're getting out there in the spotlight more, as you're taking on or undergoing more responsibility even, you want to pay attention if any of it feels hollow or if any of it just doesn't feel full to you, right? And there might be some digging or metaphorical mining that needs to happen in order to ensure that you're truly golden through and through, right? So let's continue group 3. I feel like a lot of you guys like to put on a strong exterior, you know, that everything looks good, everything is fine, everything's perfect, everything is valued. But I think there could be something deeper here that's bothering you or surfacing this month as you move forward. So what else, Spirit, do you want group 3 to know about March? Yeah, we have the 4 of Cups. That's really interesting. You're not satisfied. Something's missing for you. Hold on, let's get just one at a time, please, Spirit. This is the Seeker of Boons, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Let's just get one. Two of Spells, which is the Two of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Magician energy. Okay. So you guys are definitely making progress with this Knight of Pentacles, right? It's like there is slow, methodical dedication to the work that you are doing. But I feel like with this 4 of Cups, you guys are not satisfied. Like there's something that you're bored with, or there's something that just feels like it's missing for you emotionally, right? And it's interesting that in this deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles, rather, and it's called the Seeker of Boons, the Seeker of Pentacles. I feel like you guys are looking for something more this month, maybe looking for something that feels more valuable, looking for something that lights you up. And there's an element of, with the Two of Wands, like I don't want to say like a liminal space that you're in, but there's like it's a restlessness. It's like okay, I know I want to expand. I know I want to do more. I know that I'm not really fulfilled here in this situation, but what do I do? How do I start? I have all of these magic wands. What do I put together first, right? So I think that this month really is going to be about you guys digging deeper and maybe better identifying what success and achievement really means to you. I feel like for a lot of my group 3 viewers, there's something very good about your career with this 10th house sun achievement energy. Like I feel like there is something positive that you are acknowledged for with regard to your career. But with the 4 of Cups here, there's something emotional that's missing for you, right? So I could see this being for some of my group 3 viewers that a lot of you guys maybe you've put a lot of effort into career at the expense of relationships in your life, right? Or maybe you're just not satisfied with the type of work that you are doing, right? There's something emotional that is missing and that's sparking you to feel this restlessness and to want to act and maybe take a different path or a different approach here. You got the Magician here at the bottom of the deck as well. So this should feel really reassuring to you guys, because I think what Spirit is telling you is that you have the tools and skills and abilities that you need to get to the root of what's off for you and to manifest differently and to manifest better, right? And so there's an undertone of that here this month. There's an undertone of you guys fine-tuning your skills and abilities and generating something else, something more. Okay. Let's continue. Group 3. What else do you want them to know about March, Spirit? Wisdom. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. And then we have harvest. So yeah, it's like there's something I think that is culminating in your career this month, or whatever it is that you've been putting effort in with this public energy, this 10th house energy, where you are reaping the rewards of that. And maybe there's even some sort of lesson that you're learning or able to apply into whatever it is that you're going through. It's interesting. It feels like you guys have a lot to be proud of, but it feels like there's something missing for you with that 4 of Cups. Maybe it's like, instead of sitting and just sulking about it, there's an energy with this wisdom of saying, okay, what am I learning from this experience that I'm going through, right? Like, I might not have everything that I want right now, but what am I learning, and what can I do to pull myself out of apathy and to create a new beginning, a better future, or fulfillment elsewhere? Okay. We have the unknown as your friend. Lean in to embrace what's next. Ooh, I love it, you guys. So that's sort of what this Seeker of Boons and this 2 of Wands is saying, right? You're feeling restless for a reason. And I think the lesson and what the universe wants you to know this month is they want you to lean into that restlessness. Lean in and dig deep into that. Right? Because this is going to help you to better embrace what's up next for you, or to maybe even uncover what's next for you. I feel like that's a part of it, is maybe some of you guys don't really know what's next or what you want ultimately, or maybe you've got some thoughts and ideas with the 2 of Wands, but you're not fully sure how to execute and bring to life. So lean into the fact that maybe you don't know everything, and now's the time for you to explore and to do some self-discovery here with this 2 of Wands. We're going to do love messages, but I actually, for you guys, want to start with career. So let's see what we have for career messages for you. Group 3. Career messages for group 3, please, Spirit, in the month of March. What do they need to know? Yeah, it's like, I feel you guys might see something on the horizon, right? You see how she's kind of drawn to this flame over here. Here, she's kind of drawn to this magical plant that's in front of her. I think there's something that you guys are drawn to, but you're not sure yet, like how to go about approaching it. Spirit wants you to lean in. You don't have to know everything. Ooh. Okay, let's see. What is next in career in March, Spirit, for group 3? Oh boy, we have drama. Beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. And then look at this at the bottom. We have looking. It's okay to look for better work. Be discreet in your search. You need to be aligned with your life purpose to be fully satisfied. So maybe that's what's causing you guys to want to look elsewhere. We do have rewards. So yeah, this kind of highlights what I was saying, that like maybe you guys are getting paid really well or getting compensated or rewarded for a job well done here, which is great. Feeling, you know, financially abundant, but maybe what's missing for you is the emotional fulfillment, the emotional connection to your work. And maybe some of you guys are in a work environment that feels a little toxic, right? And you're just like, ugh, this is just so annoying. This is not for me. Now, the positive thing is I don't really see you guys like affected by the toxicity so much, right? In the spread, I see Spirit more so emphasizing you looking, right? So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But make sure, I think what Spirit wants you to do, I think the lesson this month is to make sure that you're digging deep about what it is that you're looking for, right? What is it about the situation that is not satisfying to you, making you feel bored, not emotionally fulfilling? Because as you start branching out elsewhere, right, it gives you an opportunity to make sure that you're seeking things that are more aligned with your values, that will feel more fulfilling to you. All right, so let's take a look at love for group 3, Spirit. What is happening in love for my group 3 viewers in the month of March? And we will do a separate love reading for March too, so stay tuned for that. We do have caution. Find out more information. Don't overwork yourself. Ooh, and then we do have liar. Be careful if someone's sneaky. I hate that. So I think what Spirit is saying when it comes to love, you guys, is just pay attention to any red flags. This could be talking about work stuff too, like maybe in your relationships at work. Just be setting good boundaries. Make sure you're not overdoing things. But just pay attention to any red flags. If something feels a little off or dishonest. We also have Mercury retrograde energy here. I do believe Mercury retrograde will be happening in the sign of Pisces, which does take place in the month of March. So there could be some communication issues or some things coming to light during a Mercury retrograde period for some of you. Just be curious and probe a little deeper into red flags. Don't suppress or ignore them here with your relationships. So this is what I see for you, group 3. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what you guys have planned for the month of March. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next reading soon. Bye.